accidents in life. If you're reading this message right now, it is because your soul is ready to receive something powerful. You were guided here, not by chance, but by divine timing. The universe is always orchestrating opportunities for your growth, healing, and transformation. This message is one of them. There are moments in life when something speaks directly to your heart, not through sound, not through explanation, but through a quiet, undeniable knowing. This is one of those moments. You didn't find this message randomly, it found you. Because you are ready to remember something deep and powerful about yourself. The universe works in precise ways. It doesn't make mistakes. Every experience you've had, every emotion you've felt, every delay and detour, it was all shaping you. Life has been guiding you to this point so you could pause, take a breath, and receive this truth. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. Prepared for what, you may ask? For the version of yourself that you're meant to become. For the healing you didn't know you needed. For the opportunities that match your truest desires. But to step into that, you must first believe that you are worthy of more. You must believe that what is calling you forward is not an illusion. It is your destiny. Perhaps you've been feeling tired lately, not just in your body, but in your soul. Perhaps life has been feeling heavy, and you've been wondering when things will finally shift. You've been carrying burdens quietly, smiling when your heart wanted to cry, showing strength when what you really craved was rest. But even through it all, you've continued. You've shown up, and that's no small thing. You've made it to this point with more courage than you give yourself credit for. And now you're being invited to release, to let go of the idea that you have to do everything alone, to stop pretending that you have to have it all figured out. You were never meant to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You are allowed to be soft. You are allowed to ask for help. You are allowed to start again. The beauty of this moment lies in its simplicity. Just by reading these words, you're shifting something inside you. You're aligning with a deeper part of yourself. You're remembering that the real power has never been outside of you. It has always been within. You don't need permission to begin again. You don't need approval to trust your own heart. You don't need to wait for everything to be perfect before you take the next step. Life is not asking for your perfection. It's asking for your presence. It's asking you to be here now with your heart open and your mind quiet. Sometimes we think transformation needs to be loud and dramatic, but real healing often happens in the quietest of moments. When you forgive yourself, when you finally release what you've been holding onto, when you look in the mirror and decide to love who you see. That's what this message is here to remind you of, that your healing doesn't have to make sense to others. It only has to make sense to your soul. So take a breath, inhale deeply, exhale slowly, let go of everything you think you need to be, let go of who you were told you should be, let go of the pressure to be strong all the time. And in that space of surrender, feel the truth rise. You are already enough. You are already whole. Yes, there is more ahead. Yes, you will rise higher. Yes, better days are coming. But right now, your only job is to soften into this truth. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. This message didn't show up by accident. It showed up as confirmation that your prayers have been heard, that your tears have not been in vain, that your energy is beginning to shift. You don't have to force your healing. You only have to allow it. And the moment you do, life will meet you with grace. The right people will begin to appear. The opportunities that align with your soul will find you. You'll feel peace in moments that used to cause you pain. Because when you stop chasing and start trusting, the whole universe starts to move with you. This is your reminder that you are loved beyond measure. That even when you doubt yourself, the universe never does. You were meant to see this because it's time to return to your truth. It's time to stop shrinking. It's time to start shining. The world needs your light. And you need your own love. So hold yourself gently, speak to yourself kindly, and walk forward with the knowing that you are not alone, you are guided, you are protected, and you are so very ready. The cracks you see in yourself are not signs of failure. They are signs of growth. The ache you feel in your heart is not weakness. It is your soul stretching into something greater. You have not been falling apart. You have been unfolding. You are becoming more of who you were always meant to be. And that process, though uncomfortable at times, is profoundly beautiful. There is a version of you that existed before the heartbreaks, before the disappointments, before the moments when life felt too heavy to bear. That version of you was innocent and whole, yes. But this version of you, the one shaped by your experiences, the one still standing even after the storms, is deeper, wiser, and stronger than ever before. So often we are taught to believe that if we are hurting, we must be broken. If we are lost, we must be failing. But that is not the truth. The truth is transformation doesn't always look graceful. Sometimes it looks like falling down and getting back up over and over again. Sometimes it looks like questioning everything you once believed. Sometimes it looks like sitting in silence, unsure of what's next, and choosing to trust anyway. You are becoming in the quiet moments when you choose peace over panic. You are becoming in the nights you cry and still find the strength to show up the next morning. You are becoming in the decisions to let go, to forgive, to release what no longer serves you. You are becoming every time you choose to believe that maybe, just maybe, life still has something beautiful waiting for you. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to rush your healing. Becoming is not a race. It's a return to your heart, a return to your truth, a return to your worthiness, which was never lost, only forgotten. When things fall apart, it doesn't mean you failed. It often means your soul is rearranging everything to make space for the life you truly deserve. The discomfort, the confusion, the in-between seasons. They are not punishments. They are invitations to rise higher. They are sacred pauses that allow you to reconnect with yourself on a deeper level. And while the world may tell you to move faster, to fix yourself, to hide your pain, I invite you to do the opposite. I invite you to sit with yourself, to listen with compassion, to speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you deeply love. Because that is the kind of care you deserve. That is the kind of love that heals. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are not limited by who hurt you. You are not held back by the time you think you lost. You are free to begin again as many times as it takes. Your becoming is not about adding more to yourself. It's about peeling back the layers that never belonged to you. The fear, the shame, the unworthiness, all of it was learned. And it can be unlearned. Beneath it all, you are still whole. Beneath it all, you are still light. And perhaps the most powerful truth is this: the very parts of you that you've tried to hide, the sensitivity, the tenderness, the soft spots, those are not flaws. They are your gifts. They are the parts of you that connect, that feel, that love deeply. Don't bury them. Honor them. Let them breathe. You are not broken. You are becoming. Becoming more patient with yourself. Becoming more honest with your emotions. Becoming more aligned with your purpose. Becoming more compassionate with your past. Becoming more open to the miracles waiting for you. And no, the journey will not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Because every step you take, even the smallest one, is a declaration. I am still here. I am still willing. I am still becoming. So take a moment now and breathe. Place your hand on your heart. Feel its steady rhythm. That's your reminder. You are alive. You are growing. You are loved. You are becoming. And in the becoming, you are returning not to who you once were, but to who you were always destined to be. You no longer need to carry the weight of yesterday, the fears, the regrets, the anger, the sadness. You've held on long enough. You've done the best you could with the awareness, the strength, and the tools you had at the time. But now the time has come to release. Letting go doesn't mean you're giving up. It doesn't mean that what happened didn't matter or that the pain was insignificant. It means you are choosing peace over pain. It means you are choosing to free yourself from the invisible chains that have quietly wrapped themselves around your heart. It means you are no longer available for suffering. You are ready for a softer life, one that holds you gently. You are safe to let go of the story you've repeated in your mind, the one where you were never enough, where you had to prove your worth, where you had to beg for love. That was never your truth. That was a learned belief, passed down through pain, through fear, through voices that did not know your soul. But you do. And your soul is not here to suffer. Your soul is here to expand, to love, to shine. Breathe deeply. Feel the tension start to melt. Let the old stories begin to fade like clouds passing through a vast sky. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the version of yourself that others created in their minds. You are something far greater. A spirit in a body, an energy of light, an extension of infinite love. Yes, it hurt. Yes, they may have left without answers. Yes, life may not have turned out the way you thought it would. But all of it has brought you to this moment. And this moment is sacred. This moment is where transformation begins. Not through effort, not through force, but through surrender. Surrender is not weakness. It is the ultimate act of trust. It is saying, I no longer need to control everything. I no longer need to figure it all out. It is resting in the arms of the universe and whispering, I am ready to be held, and you will be. Every time you let go, you create space for miracles. Every time you release, you open yourself to receive. You are safe to let go of trying to be perfect. Perfection is not your purpose. Authenticity is. Vulnerability is. Being real with yourself is. You don't have to wear a mask anymore. You don't have to pretend you're okay when you're not. You are allowed to feel, you are allowed to rest, you are allowed to ask for support, you are allowed to simply be. And you are safe to let go of the fear of being alone. Being alone is not the same as being abandoned. Solitude can be sacred. It can be a return to your center. It can be the very thing that shows you how whole you already are. The love you seek begins within. When you pour love into your own heart, the world responds. When you honor your own energy, others will learn to honor it too. You are safe to let go of resentment. Holding on to anger only burns your own heart. It does not punish the one who hurt you. It only keeps you connected to the wound. Forgiveness is not about forgetting. It's not about letting someone off the hook. It's about setting yourself free. It's about saying, I deserve peace, more than I deserve revenge. You are safe to let go of timelines. You are not late. You are not behind. Life is not a race. You are blooming at your own divine pace. The things meant for you are not passing you by. They are aligning with your healing, with your energy, with your openness. Trust that what's coming is greater than what you thought you missed. And you are safe to let go of the old identity, the one built on survival, the one built on struggle, the one that needed to fight for everything. You don't need to fight anymore. You can move forward with grace. You can create with ease. You can receive with joy. Let your shoulders drop. Let the breath flow more freely. Let your heart unclench. You are safe here. You are not in danger. You are not under attack. You are held. You are guided. You are deeply, deeply loved. So give yourself permission now. Permission to be soft. Permission to begin again. Permission to walk away from what drains you. Permission to live a life that feels like peace. You are safe to let go now, and in letting go you rise. You were born worthy. That truth has never changed. No matter what you've been told, no matter what you've experienced, no matter who tried to convince you otherwise, your worth was never up for debate. You don't have to earn your value by being perfect. You don't need to hustle for your worth by constantly doing more, giving more, proving more. You are not here to please everyone. You are here to be yourself, fully, freely, and unapologetically. The world may try to convince you that your value depends on what you produce, how you look, how many people approve of you, or how much you've achieved. But those are illusions. They are unstable and ever-changing. The truth is steady. The truth is this: you are enough simply because you exist. There may have been times in your life when you questioned that. Perhaps someone told you that you weren't good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, strong enough. Maybe you internalized those voices and they became your own inner critic. That voice that whispers, "You're too much," or "You're not enough." That voice that keeps you small, afraid, and disconnected from who you truly are. But just because that voice is loud doesn't mean it's true. Your worth cannot be measured in likes or praise or accomplishments. Your worth is not something that needs to be validated by anyone else. It is your birthright. It lives in your breath, your presence, your spirit. It is the quiet knowing within you that says, "I am here," and that is enough. It's easy to forget this when the world tells you to constantly compare yourself to others. When you're bombarded with messages that say you need to fix yourself, improve yourself, or make yourself more desirable in order to matter. But you don't have to buy into that narrative anymore. You can choose to step out of that cycle. You can choose to come back to yourself. When you believe in your worth, everything changes. You stop chasing things that drain you. You stop tolerating relationships that diminish you. You stop abandoning yourself just to belong. Instead, you start honoring your truth. You start listening to your intuition. You start showing up for yourself with love and compassion. You become magnetic, not because you're trying to be, but because you're finally aligned with who you truly are. People will feel your energy shift. They'll notice how you carry yourself with grace. They'll see that you're no longer seeking outside validation because you found the approval that matters most, your own. There's nothing more powerful than a person who knows their worth, not in arrogance, not in ego, but in quiet confidence. A calm-rooted knowing that says, "I no longer need to shrink. I no longer need to explain myself. I no longer need to prove who I am. Your worth isn't based on how others treat you. Sometimes people are unable to love you properly because they don't love themselves. Sometimes they can't see your light because they're blinded by their own pain. That has nothing to do with you. Don't let their inability to recognize your value cause you to forget it. You were never meant to fit into every space. You were never meant to be understood by everyone. You were never meant to be for everyone. You were meant to be true to yourself. That is your only obligation. And when you start living from that place, when you begin choosing yourself with confidence and clarity, life begins to respond in the most miraculous ways. Opportunities open. Relationships shift. Peace enters. Because the universe always matches the energy you hold for yourself. You don't have to wait until you reach some milestone to feel worthy. You don't need to fix yourself to become lovable. You are lovable now. You are deserving now. You are already whole. So take a moment and breathe that truth in. Let it settle into your heart. Let it rise through your chest. Let it remind every part of you that it's safe to stop proving, safe to stop striving, safe to just be. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be real. You are here to feel, to grow, to stumble, and to rise. And through it all, your worth remains unchanged. Stand tall. Speak gently to yourself. Set boundaries that protect your peace. Choose relationships that nourish your soul. Walk through life knowing that you are inherently valuable, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. And never again let anyone, including yourself, debate that truth. The universe doesn't speak in words, it speaks in vibration. It listens not to what you say, but to what you feel. It responds to your energy, to the frequency you carry within your being, moment by moment. Everything around you, your experiences, your relationships, your opportunities, is reflecting your inner state. You are not a passive observer of life. You are an active co-creator with it. When your heart is open, when your thoughts are loving, when your intentions are clear and peaceful, you align yourself with a higher frequency, and that alignment becomes your magnet. It draws to you people who see your light, opportunities that match your truth, and experiences that mirror your worth. This is not magic, this is not luck. This is the natural law of energy. Many people speak words of abundance while vibrating in lack. They repeat affirmations, but deep inside they carry doubt, fear, and resistance. The universe hears the energy, not the words. If your inner dialogue is rooted in scarcity, no amount of surface-level affirmation can override that vibration. That's why it is so important to not just say things. You must believe them, feel them, become them. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. If you feel unworthy, the universe sends you experiences that confirm that feeling. If you believe deep down that love hurts or that success is hard, you will unconsciously call in relationships and situations that reinforce those beliefs. But the moment you begin to shift your internal state, your external world begins to respond. Not instantly, not always dramatically, but always accurately. Energy is the currency of the universe, and you are always broadcasting it. When you wake up and choose gratitude instead of complaints, when you focus on what's working instead of what's missing, when you bless the moment instead of resisting it, you elevate your vibration. That elevation makes you available to receive more joy, more peace, more clarity, and more alignment. This doesn't mean you have to be positive all the time. It doesn't mean you need to suppress your sadness or ignore your pain, but it does mean you must become honest with yourself. You must be willing to look within and ask, what am I really expecting? What am I really feeling? What do I believe I deserve? Your energy is like a signal you send out into the universe. It's your announcement to life, this is what I'm ready for. If you're operating from self-love, your energy says, I am ready to be loved in return. If you're operating from fear, your energy says, I expect to be disappointed. Life simply reflects that message back to you. Every thought carries a vibration. Every emotion expands your frequency or contracts it. When you choose faith over fear, love over judgment, trust over control, you become magnetic. You stop forcing and begin allowing. You stop chasing and begin attracting. You stop worrying about how things will come, and instead you rest in the knowing that they will. The universe doesn't need you to figure everything out. It doesn't require you to hustle or prove your worth. It only asks you to get into alignment. And alignment comes from one simple thing, feeling good. When you feel good, truly good, your energy softens, your heart opens, your thoughts flow. You release resistance, and life begins to respond with grace. The process of shifting your energy is not about pretending. It's about healing. It's about releasing the old patterns that no longer serve you. It's about letting go of the need to control and instead trusting that what is meant for you will always find you. Healing your energy means honoring your emotions, loving your inner child, forgiving your past, and choosing to believe in your future. When you align with the frequency of abundance, you attract more than money, you attract freedom. When you align with the frequency of love, you attract more than a partner, you attract peace. When you align with the frequency of joy, you attract more than happiness, you attract purpose. Your energy is sacred. It is your most powerful tool. Treat it with care, protect it from negativity, nourish it with rest, beauty, and truth. Every time you meditate, every time you speak kindly to yourself, every time you walk away from chaos, you raise your vibration. You become more in tune with the language of the universe. You become a clearer channel for miracles to flow. So if you feel stuck, don't push harder. Pause, breathe, tune in. Ask yourself not what you want, but who you are being. Ask not why things aren't happening, but what energy you are sending out. And then gently shift, step by step, thought by thought, feeling by feeling. Because the truth is, the universe is not judging you. It is not punishing you. It is simply responding to you. Responding to your energy, responding to your self-belief, responding to your vibration. And the moment you raise that vibration, everything begins to change. Not because life suddenly gets easier, but because you've become aligned with the version of it that you were always meant to live. There comes a time in every soul's journey when life gently takes you by the hand and whispers, it's time. Time to rise, time to remember, time to awaken. And if you're seeing this now, then know deep within your heart, this is your awakening moment. It may not feel grand or dramatic. It may not come with flashing signs or loud declarations, but often awakening begins quietly. It begins when something inside you can no longer settle for what once felt normal. It begins when you start questioning what you've been told, when you begin to look around at your life and wonder, is this all there is? That question doesn't mean you're ungrateful. It means your soul is stretching. It means a deeper part of you is ready to emerge. This moment you are in is sacred. You are being called to something greater. Not outside of you, but within you. This is not about changing your outer world to match someone else's idea of success. This is about coming home to yourself. This is about reconnecting with the truth you've always known but may have forgotten. That you are a divine being, here with purpose, here with power, here with light. You've felt it, haven't you? That inner pull, that quiet nudge, that sense that there's more to life than just getting by, more than checking boxes, more than fitting into roles that no longer resonate. That feeling is your soul waking up. And once it begins, you can't go back to sleep. You're not meant to. You're meant to rise. You're meant to see with new eyes. You're meant to live with intention, clarity, and deep compassion for yourself. Awakening isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about choosing awareness over autopilot. It's about noticing your patterns, your reactions, your thoughts, and gently asking yourself, is this really who I am? Or is this who I became in order to survive? And then, with love, choosing to release what no longer serves. You don't have to have all the answers today. You don't have to rush the process. Awakening is not a race. It's a return to your center, a return to the stillness within you, a return to love, not the kind you chase, but the kind you embody, the kind that whispers to every cell in your body, you are enough. You've always been enough. There is a reason your soul chose to be here now at this exact time in history. You carry gifts that this world needs. Maybe they're not loud or flashy. Maybe they're quiet and subtle, but they matter. Your presence matters. Your energy matters. The way you smile at a stranger, the way you hold space for others, the way you choose kindness in a world that often forgets it, that matters deeply. This moment you are being invited to trust yourself more than you ever have before, to trust your intuition, to trust your path, to trust that even the setbacks, even the heartbreaks, even the times when everything felt like it was falling apart, were all part of your becoming. You are not broken. You are being reshaped, not by force, but by light. You are being reminded that you are more powerful than your fear, more wise than your doubt, more whole than you realize. Let yourself be new. Let yourself release the version of you that had to dim your light to fit in. Let yourself walk away from what no longer feels aligned. Let yourself say no without guilt. Let yourself say yes to joy, to rest, to truth. Let this be the moment where you stop abandoning yourself. Let this be the moment where you reclaim every part of you that you once gave away. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to earn your worth. You are already worthy, already chosen, already held by something far greater than you can imagine. Life is not happening to you. It's happening for you. Every closed door, every detour, every moment that didn't go as planned, it was all leading you here. And here, in this quiet moment, is where everything begins to change. Not because the world outside of you shifts, but because you shift. You choose presence. You choose love. You choose to believe that your life is not random, but intentional. That your healing is not a burden, but a gift. That your awakening is not a mistake, but a miracle. So breathe into this truth. Let it fill you. Let it ground you. Let it awaken every part of you that has been waiting to be seen, to be loved, to be free. This is your moment. And you don't have to do anything but say yes. Yes to yourself. Yes to the journey. Yes to the light that lives within you.